I have made it home. This is Real World Prepper. Thank you for joining me. Going live here just to touch on a few things here. We had a victory in Virginia yesterday at the rally, and lobby day for Virginians and the rally for Americans for a Second Amendment. I'm pretty tired. It was a very long couple of days with very little sleep and about for me personally. I know many traveled further, made more sacrifices and all that good stuff. And I kudos to you guys, everybody who was a part of it. Thank you for being cool, level headed. There was no violence. Hey, North Country. So anyway, I wanted to talk real quick about our victory and will the mainstream media tell the truth about it? Thank you, Rick. Good to see you. All right, so here's a little something, and I'm going to pause this. I'm going to play you a little something, and I'm going to pause it periodically and touch on a few things. This is one I've looked at many news reports this morning from mainstream news coverage, and thank you, Positive Channel. Uh, and this one encapsulates pretty much what they're all saying, but this one I'm going to use, and I'll here we go. Just follow along.
Thousands of people gathered in Virginia for a pro-gun rally Monday. Demonstrators flooded the streets by the Capitol building. Many carried weapons and wore camouflage gear. But despite worries about the possibility of violent confrontations, the event was peaceful. Organizers say they were protesting new gun control legislation making its way through the state Senate. The bills include limiting handgun purchases and requiring universal background checks. Jeff Gaze reports from Richmond.
Bigger TV. Yeah.
22,000 gun rights supporters came.
Right there. 22,000 gun rights supporters. Now, there's no way for probably anybody to give you a real accurate number, okay? Because we didn't all come through one entrance and get counted. But I'm going to speculate that there were easily 20,000 people on the Capitol grounds at its peak. I'm going to speculate that there were all told, okay? Hey, Radar. Just doing this, just dropping the live stream. We're going to test mainstream media bias against one who was actually there yesterday in Virginia. So right there, the news report, all the mainstream media outlets that I've seen are reporting 22,000. I'm going to say it was easily 5 times that. Well, 4 times that anyway, easily. So.
Out today, many armed to the teeth, some dressed in
armed to the teeth. I just love the way they word this stuff. Yeah, they're armed, okay? It's funny, they talk about all the guns and everything. What they don't know is the people that are walking around them every day in everyday situations that are armed citizens that can still carry. The guy in the Texas church, that stopped that shooter. I mean, these are the heroes. These are the people that are out there, So, but anyway.
Teagues. Others had handguns on their hips.
I carry it with me every day.
And rifles draped across their chests.
You see people that want to stand up and keep their guns because it's our right to do that, defend ourselves in a time of danger.
Thomas Steele came here from West Virginia.
I actually brought 2 guns, but I brought a smaller gun. I usually have an AK-47, but that's quite the scary rifle.
Like the mainstream media likes to say, scary rifle, and I like how he did it air quotes because that's the terminology they like to use.
I decided to bring out the 22 because
hey, Tommy.
Nobody's shooting nothing today.
Governor Ralph Northam declared a state of emergency, which banned all weapons on Capitol building grounds and brought with it extremely tight security. On Capitol grounds, right in there beyond this fence, this is where the state of emergency is, where you can't bring any weapons. But just beyond the fence, a lot of guns.
A lot of guns. Okay. So, of course, we know Governor Northam declared a state of emergency leading up to this event. Really, I always thought that states of emergency were once an emergency happened. Thank you, Nick. Not not before a planned event. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. By the way, reports from many, many, many organizers of this event, there were really different events going on there. Many organizers and Virginians alike that were there that I personally spoke to said, I got a lot of reports from these folks saying that Northam, it had been reported that he was somewhere off-site in a safe house because he was so fearful. Big Papa, that's what we're doing, buddy. All the white nationalists and all the neo-Nazis and all the racists and da-da-da-da, Yes, Tommy, it was peaceful. Not a shot fired. I think there was one person arrested. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe one report I saw in alternative media was that it was somebody on the side of anti-gun. So anyway.
Probably thousands of them out here, far outnumbering what law enforcement has.
Thanks, Jerry. Now take that real quick. Mainstream media says far outnumbers what law enforcement had. Now look, I'm a supporter of law enforcement. I am. There are bad eggs in every segment of society. Okay, so are every LEO is every law enforcement officer? Hey, American Warrior, good to see you, man. It was good to meet you the other day, yesterday. So is every law enforcement officer bad? Absolutely not. Are there bad eggs? Sure. There were.
Following the white supremacist group threatened.
Okay, I paused that in a weird spot. I mean, I should have let that play or paused it earlier. What it says is that the extra security measures were put in place in the wake of these arrests, and that is BS, because Northam had already made that statement about a state of emergency, blah blah blah, when they arrested these guys, and they arrested some folks, I think, in Georgia, and they arrested some folks in was it Wisconsin or Michigan? I can't remember. All told, about 7 people that they all claimed to be, were part of white supremacist groups, and they may have been, I don't know, but they all claim, well, we believe they were headed to Virginia. Well, they were arrested in other states, and they don't know. It's just part of the narrative,
To come to the rally to cause a race war, but today
they were going to come to the rally to cause a race war. There was not a soul there that was there to cause a race war. There were white people, black people, Hispanics. There were gays. There were LGBTQ people. There were women. There were all creeds and colors, size, shapes, etc., representing Second Amendment advocacy. Okay. Now, we can get into how we feel about all these other things. Me as a Christian, I have certain beliefs about, specifically LGBTQ, whatever, and all that stuff. But people are people, and we are called to love all people. We don't have to love the sin. I don't love the sin in my life, but that being said, if it was a white supremacist rally, it was the worst one I've ever seen, because you had people of all colors, size, shapes, and credos standing next to one another, standing for the Second Amendment. So
his event ended peacefully.
And it did.
Jeff Begay joins me now
Peacefully.
from Richmond, Virginia. Jeff, you were on the ground. State and federal officials were concerned about the potential for any violence. Thankfully, that did not materialize. Was the intelligence wrong here, or were they just preparing for a worst-case scenario?
Well, it sounds like they were preparing for a worst-case scenario. And in fact, the governor alluded to that in a press release late today, saying that they feel essentially that by going public with these specific and what they called credible threats, they de-escalated the situation. So,
well, Govey Northam, what a great job on your behalf by going public with these credible threats that you had of all these white supremacists that showed up. That didn't show up, because you de-escalated it. Man, thanks for your press conference, because it scared all those white supremacists. They thought, whoa, we better not go now. They know we're coming,
No one's talking about the intelligence being wrong. The message here from the governor's office is that they felt that they were able to diffuse what could have been a precarious situation.
They diffused what could have been a precarious situation. Thank you, Govey Northam. That was awesome of you.
What we heard leading up to this event, that they were concerned that there was going to be another Charlottesville here. Remember what happened during the Unite the Right rally in 2017?
Which was awful.
And so they did not want to see.
Look at this guy. Now, this is the guy that I was worried about right here. I saw him.
What happened there, and so they feel like they were being cautious here by.
So yeah, RWP made the news. And then the sorry sons of guns showed me, which of course they could have shown anybody, but it just happened to be me. Right. Who was that dude? But you know, so which whatever. I mean, that's fine, you know. But it showed me, and then they go and start showing all this Charlottesville crap behind it. You know, of course, show any of that crowd that was there yesterday, and then back it with images of these, and then listen to what the guy says that's in the studio. He says, "Oh, these images just, you know."
I think in this situation it worked.
Well, you know, some of the visuals coming out of today,
Visuals.
we saw lots of weapons. We saw flags. In your package, you mentioned several white supremacists were arrested leading up to the protest.
Oh, yeah.
Were you able to identify any neo-Nazis or white nationalists when you were out there today?
No, not at all. And
Not at all.
You know, when groups like that infiltrate situations like this, typically you know it. They do make themselves public, but in this case, you know, this wasn't the crowd for that. And we heard people who came here to demonstrate peacefully. They said that repeatedly to us. In fact, they were sort of offended about some of the buildup to this event.
The peaceful protesters, the peaceful Second Amendment advocates, were a little offended that MSM News was lumping them into the categories that include white supremacists and people who would be there to cause trouble. Interesting, huh? I mean, duh, you know?
They were offended that those who are white supremacists were being associated with this gun rights rally.
Exactly.
So, what we saw today were people who, yes, they were heavily armed.
Yes, we were.
Clearly trying to send a message, but we
did not
see anyone who professed to be a white supremacist.
Now, I want to peel back the layers here and get to the very reason that people were even showing up today. You spoke with some of the protesters. What are their biggest concerns with gun control legislation?
Well, they'll come out and tell you that, you know, they are concerned that this government here in Virginia will try to take their guns away. We heard that repeatedly. We saw signs pointing.
That's what we're all concerned about as U.S. citizens, not just Virginia. Virginia was the hot spot for it, though.
Controlled state, and you have
back door to Washington, D.C.
Changes to gun laws here, and that's why you had this turnout here. 22,000 people in this. 75 to 100,000 people. I'm here to tell you. Anyway, that's all I'm going to show on. Just wanted to show that. I thought that was interesting. Again, I've been watching this morning, looking at lots of different, you know, mainstream news outlets coming out with what they had to say about the threats and all of these things. Yes, Rick, there were more than 22K. I'm going to say that it was 75 to 100,000 easily. Was that Dingleberry, however you say your name there? Everyone knows that they have been looting the state and federal treasury for. Yeah, I mean, look, those of us who have our eyes open know what's going on and see it for what it was. I just want to use this video to say I am proud to have stood amongst the men and women that I stood amongst yesterday. It was really amazing. It was really amazing. I was perfectly safe. I felt perfectly safe. Of course, you know, I was armed as well. You know, everybody was cool and there with a purpose. And you know, honestly, I believe many, many, many of us were prayed up. You know, and I know I was. You know, hey Owen, hey, you got a bunch of videos you can watch, and you were there in spirit. For all you guys and gals that have prayed for us, KKR, thank you. You know, that supported us, our efforts, and anybody's efforts to go. I just appreciate you guys so much. This is the kind of grassroots stuff. And I say grassroots, you know, it's funny. Grassroots is usually used, a term usually used when someone's trying to garner support for something they're trying to build. Excuse me. This is something we're trying to protect and retain, you know. Yes, growing your own foods. That's what I'm working on. But anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted
believe he's on the road today. Me and another fella actually, we were a quad down there, looking after each other, and me and one of the guys left out actually yesterday. We were going to stay last night, but we were both ready to get home to our families, and so we just trekked on. And I'm pretty tired. I'm actually probably going to go on and take me a little afternoon nap. I have to go back to work tomorrow, and so that's what I'm going to do. So hope you guys will like and share and subscribe. Just a reminder, I'm over there on Patreon if you want to go over there. There's a link in my About section. Share these videos, though. Go to Zombie's channel, get his videos, and share them. Get here on my channel, the videos, all the stuff from the rally. We need as much of this show of what really happened. Have I defrosted yet? My toes are actually still cold, believe it or not. They have not warmed up. It was extremely cold. You're welcome, Cindy. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure, my duty, my honor. I would do it again. I mean, I would do it again. In fact, this has sort of empowered me. I feel like maybe, I really felt like God spoke, for us to do this and to be a part of something like this. And so, if there's other opportunities, in the future to stand for our rights, especially on behalf of those that cannot physically participate or be there, I'm going to do my best to be that guy, and I know it's not over, Peter. I know it's not over. What state will be next? I don't know. I do think we may have slowed it down for a minute. Gadget Cat, good to see you. They're going to step back and punt. Believe me, they're not over. They're not done. Those are not done. But God has a plan, and for all of us really, and for this country. And so let's just stay vigilant, stay prayed up. Let's just do the right thing. But thank you guys for all your support. Like I say, like and share all these videos. Let's get the message out, and I appreciate it. And that's all I got. Thank you so much. This is the Real World Prepper. Look, I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, later. And thank you so much. Hey, all smiles, Dwayne, everybody. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.